Hey guys, welcome to MediEvil. So, like I said before, I tried to play this game before on the PS1. I went back to see what it was like, since I had basically never played it except for a few minutes, and it was literally unplayable as far as the graphics and how everything looked. But then I played the demo for this and it was really good. So we're gonna sit on down and play through this game. I've heard this is actually somewhat of a short game. Still, I haven't played anything past the cemetery section of this on the PS1 game, so anything else as far as the bosses and what other levels you encounter and all that other stuff, that's a complete surprise to me. I still haven't played anything of this past graveyard level, so we're gonna sit on down and let's see what the MediEvil Remake is all about. I skipped the opening cutscene because we already watched that during the demo. We don't need to watch that again. It's funny, when I played the demo, I was wondering why does he only have one eye, and somehow I missed the fact that he got shot through the eye with the
It
arrow.
has risen again. Sir Daniel Fortesque. See? The hero of Gallowmere who fell at the first charge. The fog of war and the shrouds of time conspire to turn the arrow fodder into the savior of the day. But we knows better.
Shut up. Yeah, we'll show you.
Let it alone. Fate has given it a second chance. A chance to forget the ignoble truth. A chance to defeat Zarok and live up to the legend. We hopes it does well.
Yeah, the first cutscene is just Zarok resurrecting everybody, pretty much raising his army of the dead. So we didn't really need to see that again. Let's grab our bag of gold here. Wonder, do we still have the helmet? Yep, there it is. Dan's helmet, weak against arrows and everything else. So I'm not gonna put that on yet, because if you do, that makes the game harder. And like I said, I've never played any part of this game past the graveyard level on the first version on the PS1. So I don't want to see what tough MediEvil is like yet. I've heard it only has 10 levels though, so it should be a
treasure that you find
relatively
will be
short
added
game.
to your coin total. Coins are used to buy items from the greedy merchant gargoyles.
Yeah, that's the benefit of having a disembodied voice do the reading for you. Dan doesn't actually have to pay any attention. He can just swing his head back anyway, any which direction he chooses.
You must be out of shape after 100 years lying on your back. Use the crypt to get to grips with your new lease on life.
100 years lying on his back, so it sounds like he might need a chiropractor instead. Got the drawing daggers and a rune here. So I don't actually like the throwing daggers that much, but we're gonna use them against the first wave of zombies out in the graveyard. Oh, we got our shield. We got a copper shield. Oh, there's the Dan cam.
During your travels through Gallowmere, you will collect many items. To see your items or to use one, review your inventory. In it, you will also find your Book of Gallowmere, which will keep a record of the denizens you've encountered and bestow you with keen insights that only a disembodied voice could provide.
And we got the small sword. I think there's a better sword later on in the level than this one, so we're gonna replace that once we get to it. I really wanted to play this for Halloween. I was really planning on doing so, but I got too busy to do it. And I also got caught up playing RE Revelations 2.
You will find life bottles throughout Gallowmere. They contain the same magic that rose you from your slumber and will raise you from the dead once again. When your life is low, using this bottle will help you feel a little better. And remember to fill it when you can.
Yeah, so that is key because this game has no checkpoints whatsoever. They're really counting on you using, you know, whatever health you acquire throughout. So like if you die, you basically start over unless you use one of those bottles. If you don't have one, you basically start over all the way at the beginning of the level. So we definitely don't want that.
When you're ready to leave this crypt, you'll find an exit at the end of the hall. To unlock the gates, you must find a runestone and place it in the ornate hand set next to the doorway.
This game is reminding me a lot of Blood Omen and its army. You know, that opening battle with Zara kind of reminded me of the, what was it, the Army of Hope, or the Army of the Last Stand from Blood Omen 1. Kane's little adventure.
Track down Xerok by retracing his diabolical odyssey through Gallowmere. You can spot the exits from an area by looking out for his stinking trail of magic slime.
So yeah, he's basically like a snail. He leaves us a trail of slime everywhere he goes. Yeah, like I said, for some reason, I don't know if it was because I was playing the PS1 version and you know how primitive the graphics are with that one, but somehow I missed the fact that he had been shot through his eye. That's where the arrow went into. So when I was playing the demo, I was like, why does he only have one eye? Why didn't the other one decay? Oh, because it got put out by an arrow. Duh. The graveyard. So we already seen half of this level basically in the demo. So it's not really going to be anything new until we actually get there, past that closing gate where the demo left off. Sir Daniel Fortesque. So I wonder, how did he become a celebrated hero? I mean, wasn't there anyone else who remembered the battle and actually knew what had taken place there, or like did the whole army just get wiped out? Like surely there must have been some guy there who remembered exactly what happened. That it wasn't just Dan who saved everybody. There was he was the first one that got killed, got axed.
Welcome back to your beloved Gallowmere. The stinking dead have risen up to dance with the lifeless living, and they want to do it over your dead body.
That one's a new one. Usually it's the living dead. Is there anyone in here? Nope. wish we could kill the hands. I wonder if they serve any purpose. And damn, look how big they are. Those are some big disembodied hands.
That small light following you around is a wisp. The heroes of the Hall are not supposed to intervene in mortal affairs, but when they heard that Sir Daniel Fortesque had a shot at redemption, well, they decided to give you a hand with your depth perception.
Oh, that rhymes.
He will circle enemies, helping you direct your ranged attacks, but he'll also let you know what things might merit a closer look.
Yeah, so, like I said before, he's basically Dan's version of Spyro. I mean, Spyro, he has the Dragonfly Sparks. Pretty much does the same thing. Although Sparks can actually seek out treasure for you in the third game. So I wonder if the Wisp can do anything more here. At least the zombies don't look like a Herman monster anymore. That's pretty much what they look like in the PlayStation 1 version. They kind of look like primitive crosses of Herman Monster and the Incredible Hulk. They look like if they stuck like a piece of green vegetable in some purple pants and called it a day. That's how horrible the graphics look.
Don't let zombies get you down. Tend those wounds by stepping into this fountain of rejuvenation.
So I wonder, did we fill up our bottle over here? Can't find it. Oh, I guess maybe we didn't pick one up yet. Like maybe that was just showing us exactly what we needed to actually find. Because I don't see a bottle in my inventory. Use the earth rune. Somebody mentioned that they kind of missed the fact that the companies used to actually make real video games back in the day like this. You know, nowadays it's all huge epic adventures.
Sometimes it may be useful to view the world from a different point of view. Be sure to take a moment from time to time to enjoy the beauty of our beloved Gallowmere. Keep your eye peeled for anything interesting.
Yep, there's a Dan cam. Yeah, so he was saying that it used to be, companies actually used to make games, and nowadays it's all, with a few exceptions, it's all like epic ass storytelling experiences. I kind of get that, because like the one thing I liked about games like Legacy of Kain and Gear Solid back in the day is that even though there was a lot of storytelling, there was also a lot of gameplay too. It wasn't all just cutscenes and gameplay. I know some people would argue about Kojima, that he's all cutscenes now. Yeah, let's deal with that. Damn, that zombie took a lot of daggers to kill. Let's refill up our health. Yeah, some people would say Kojima's all cutscenes nowadays, and even though I like most of the Metal Gear games, I gotta say I do agree a little bit with it as far as 4 and a couple of the later games. But the thing was that even though games like Soul Reaver had a lot of storytelling and cutscenes, at the same time they also had a lot of gameplay too. Like even Soul Reaver 2, which was lacking in gameplay compared to its first version, compared to its first entry, even that you still had a lot of puzzle solving to do. You solved a lot of puzzles,
Remember,
fought a lot of
nothing
enemies.
remains hidden under the gaze of an angel.
So like there was actually stuff to do in scenes. It wasn't all just focused on telling the story. Yeah, let's get our chalice here. We can't actually get it now though because it hasn't been filled.
The object here is the chalice. Every time you dispatch an enemy with a soul, the chalice fills a little more. Fill the chalice and then collect it, and you will be worthy of visiting the sacred Hall of Heroes to claim a new weapon. There is a chalice to be found in every region of Gallowmere. They are all hidden or well guarded. Only a true hero will collect the full set.
Yeah, we definitely have to get that because if you don't actually get all of those, you get the bad ending, which is I won't spoil it for you, but yeah, you just get the bad ending. In order to get the actual good ending, you have to retrieve all the chalices. But yeah, like I was saying, even Soul Reaver 2 had a lot of stuff to do in between the cutscenes. Like there was a lot of exploring you did. Even though it was somewhat linear, at least you were still doing some exploration between the cutscenes of the games. That's something I really didn't like. Oh, there's our bottle. Yeah, I thought he just died. Oh, he just fell against the tombstone. Also, that also in the upper right corner keeps track of the chalice. Also, that tells how far it is from being full. That's pretty useful because we only got a few more enemies left until we can fill it and pick it up. Yeah, I tried to play The Last of Us because I've played the Uncharted games and I used to be a huge fan of Naughty Dog, but besides the fact that I don't like the whole post-apocalyptic thing, it felt way too structured. Like it was literally all story.
The living world lies beyond these skull gates. The master of the hilltop mausoleum, the stained glass demon, has possession of the skull key.
As much as I don't like God of War in some respects, I gotta respect what it does more than Last of Us in a sense, because you can tell that at least they try to balance the story and the gameplay in part 4. I still haven't played it yet. I actually gotta go back and do that. I've literally had the game since Black Friday last year and I've just been so busy with other stuff I haven't had a chance to play it. Which I know sounds blasphemous. How can you not have played God of War 4 by now? Well, because I haven't had the time. Been playing other games, you know, Resident Evil 2 pretty much dominated the whole first segment of the year. Like it took up like the whole first 6 months that game did. And so after that I just went back to playing other things. I was still playing Spider-Man. Now I started on Revelations 2, so yeah, I just haven't had time to actually go back and play God of War 4. Or God of War technically as it's known, since it's not really 4 as far as the actual title. It's just God of War from the PS4. Alright, so we got the chalice there, so now we can go to the Hall of Heroes. And if I remember right, we can pick up, I think you only get one weapon at first. I think you only have the crossbow. That's the only one that you can pick up. So we can't go there yet because we don't have that door leads to the boss. I think we still gotta open up the other area first. They're gonna ambush us here. Yep, there they are. Took care of them with one swipe. We don't really need to buy any daggers yet, so we're gonna hold off on that. Trying trying not to destroy all the tombstone because it seems disrespectful to all these zombies. Like, who's gonna remember who's actually very aware once Dan gets through with his little rampage here? You know, I'd kind of like to at least leave him a name, just a little name, so everybody can know who they were. Yeah, I tried to play The Last of Us, I just couldn't get into it. I'll probably go back and finish the game one day. I don't know, does he have anything else to sell besides daggers? Let's see. No, just daggers. Oh, we can carry up to 250. Then we might as well, I guess. Yeah, it's only 40. Now I got 127. I wonder if those gargoyles at the beginning, if they're actually different gargoyles, or if they're all just the same one guy, you know, not the voice actor, but if they're all the same one gargoyle, just posing as other gargoyles. He's just a big con. Yeah, I just couldn't really get into Joel and Ellie's story. I mean, I only played the beginning part of it, but it's just, I don't know, just something about it just, even though they were trying to go for tragic at first, and it is what happens to him in the beginning, I just couldn't get into it. Maybe if I play a little more past the opening hour or two, I'll actually get into it. And the sneaking segments reminded me of the sneaking segments in Uncharted. Specifically Uncharted 2 and 3, which is kind of not a good thing.
Feel free to have a paddle in the shallow water, but don't be tempted to go for a swim. Buoyancy can be a problem for those of a dead disposition.
Yeah, because he doesn't have any skin or meat on his bones. He won't actually float, so he just sinks straight down to the bottom. It's like Raziel and Soul Reaver, where he got cast into the Lake of the Abyss and he just ended up at the bottom of the lake bed for like 1,000 years. Nobody even knew he was there besides Cain and his 6 lieutenants.
Tread softly. Zarek awaits beyond these gates. The master meets with the demon from the mausoleum, hatching plots of purest evil. Forgotten nobodies would be wise to make themselves scarce.
Man, Dan will show you, you stupid gargoyle. I wonder if those guys are organic. Like, is it actually a statue that's living? Is it a living statue, or if it's actually a severed head that's grafted onto the wall? Which one is it? Alright, here we go. Here's where the demo left off. We're gonna see what awaits us beyond that gate, guys. Let's see what's waiting. And the thing about The Last of Us is the whole world looks so damn gray, and I hadn't really made it into the outside portion yet. I know you get there after the first couple hours, but the whole shantytown thing pretty much looks so gray and drab that it's just, even though it's linear, I still got lost on it for like 15 damn minutes. Wandering around on the rooftops, I didn't even know where the hell to go. And I was just like, well, damn, where the hell do we actually have to jump to? You can't really tell because the whole damn world just is gray and brown, which is, I hate it when they do that in games, where it's all shabby and quote-unquote realistic looking. That just sucks to me.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes, where the bravest warriors from history spend eternity, feasting, singing, and arm wrestling. If they think you're worthy enough, you may be able to persuade them to give you a new weapon.
So I'm guessing they're not there because Dan is there, so that's why the hall's kind of empty. Let's see what this guy has to say. Oh, Oh hell no, that's another guy trying to rip us off. Screw him, forget that. So this is basically like Valhalla, what Valhalla would be like if Thor actually died and went there. This is pretty much Medieval's version of Valhalla, where they just sing and feast and eat roast pork and drink a whole bunch of alcohol, probably a whole bunch of mead.
To pay homage to the heroes, stand in front of their designated statues and await spiritual guidance.